Okay, Maggie and Hal on the outs. Yes, very much so. Off the top of the season, we are separated. So Hal is taking a leadership role in his community, and his storyline is fantastic. And then Maggie's also taking a leadership role in her community, which I love playing. It's exciting when you've just been in this romantic storyline for, it was 3 seasons straight of like Hal and Maggie in their quarters, and the complexity of the heart, and that's fantastic, and it's very much there, but it's taken to a whole other level, because what happens is I'm being careful. You're watching my brain slow down because I can't give it all away. But she's with his little brother, and his little brother falls in love with her. And there's all these reasons to justify how it happens, but I am allowed to tell you that there is a love triangle. And it's crazy, right? I see Brian rolling his eyes. Yeah.
Wasn't it like last year you had
What?
that strange love triangle there?
With Karen, right?
Yeah.
So this is major payback for him. Like it does, he could not fathom what would be coming his way after what he put Maggie through. But it's a wonderful setup, to be honest, in terms of human relationships and how things like this actually do happen. Maggie had a lot of compassion for Hal when he was going through what he went through with Karen, and Maggie didn't give up on Hal, and Maggie she still never, by the way, gives up on Hal. I know that's going to be really hard for you guys to wrap your head around, but there's a piece that I can't tell you. That's okay.
How did you react when you found out that this was going to happen?
I'm not kidding. I cried. I called David Icke, who's wonderful and comes up with brilliant ideas that will absolutely shock all of the fans, and absolutely shocked me. I'm still not over it. I'm still not sure how to go about talking about my feelings around the love triangle, because they're deep. And I was just worried that this was going to sabotage everything that Hal and Maggie have worked so beautifully to achieve in terms of really being there for each other, the loyalty, the trust, and of course the love. The chemistry is so real and a treat to play out. I really do love working with Drew. He's a fantastic actor, and Connor's awesome too. So the drama will be great for you guys to watch. It was painful. It is painful to feel, so torn, and
so you get really emotionally attached to these characters.
I do. Yeah, I don't know if that's true for every actor, but I knew that Maggie was like deep inside my heart. Every time I would do these panels, I would notice I'm really speaking passionately here, which is a gift. And now that her character's gone to, for me, it's the darkest place when you're dealing with your own capacity for betrayal. Like Maggie had been betrayed, but when you're confronting your own capacity for betrayal and to be overwhelmed by the other human experiences, it's yucky. It's yucky to stand in.
She's
Maggie's
been
rad.
a warrior. She's been very bring the fight to whoever is in the way.
Exactly.
So besides the love story she's got going on, what's she doing in her warrior world?
Yeah, there's a lot to be done for a warrior like Maggie. She's in direct relationship with the aliens in the next season, and that's where David Icke thrives. His imagination is so far out. we needed that, I think. The show was ready to go to that place. We'd sort of gotten comfortable, I think, as an ensemble cast, which is wonderful. But it was time to shake things up a bit and take things to a whole other universe, open up to the whole universe. So Maggie is sort of the one, she takes on the role of really standing her ground to not be persuaded and entirely manipulated. But it's cool because off the top you'll see that she kind of drank the Kool-Aid a little bit. And so Maggie's dealing with some like, oh my God, I can't trust myself entirely, when she's a person who's only ever had herself to trust. And she at least had that. And now they've taken that away from Maggie, and she's still, you know, straight-edged and no bullshit. She calls herself on it too. Like, she's the first to recognize that this is happening sometime. And I think that's what was hard for me as an actress to process about this new storyline for Maggie. Was just, you know, oh man, anything can happen that confronts you with your own capacity for integrity, and you mess up sometimes, and you have to backpedal, and you have to go, I don't know what's happening in my life, but I'm making the best of it, you know?
So when the characters come back together finally, is everybody sort of changed,
Yeah.
like from their experiences?
Yeah, just subtly. And things that you can't pretend didn't happen, you know, but you wish you could pretend they didn't happen, because that nostalgia is there. And of course Maggie missed Hal desperately the entire time they were separated. She didn't know if he was, you know, dead or alive, and so there's that beautiful moment where they see each other for the first time, and then reality check, you know? Yeah.
I just want to mention there's two little brothers, so I was kind of
Oh,
freaking out over here until you mentioned Connor's name.
Stop.
So.
He's next. He's
Well, you know,
he's season
the little
7.
brother can have this infatuation, you know, with the, you know.
Yes, let's be
You
clear.
you mentioned
We're
Connor,
talking
so I found it. Okay.
talking about Ben. We are talking about Ben.
So what does Maggie
Scary enough.
What does Maggie
Connor
feel about
earlier in
Lexi? I mean, I can't imagine she'd be pro Lexi at this point.
Okay, so very interesting. I couldn't imagine she'd be pro Lexi, and that part I can't speak too much about. But Lexi is a very powerful character. Let's just say that. And Scarlett Byrne is phenomenal. I'm so excited for her and for the fans to be introduced to her character. She's just done wonders for the show.
You mentioned earlier you think of it as an ensemble, but everybody gets separated this year.
Yeah.
So how's that been different?
It was tough on everybody to be separated. It took some getting used to, and it was also a fantastic thing. For Moon's character, I think, you know, that is something the show was waiting for too, for Anne Glass to really step into her power. And she does. Like, oh my goodness, Moon's a fantastic actor and very strong woman, and it's only a great thing for the show to, you know, really focus on that. And then that's what happens in every little, even Max's storyline is fantastic. The worlds that David Icke and the writers have created for us bring the show to life in a way that it needed.
When everyone's separated, who's he with?
He's with all of his peers. So he's separated from Anne and along with his brothers, and he really comes into his own. He's like an intelligent, strong-minded teenager. He's a little rebel. I think he's the coolest character on the show. I've been tweeting about that.
Great.
All right,
Thank you.